Namaste everyone. Today I'm going to talk about a very famous topic which has given a different identity to our country Bharat. Yoga. But then don't you think that yoga is not just exercise and not just physical movement? It has a lot more than just them. So where does it come from? It comes from Patanjali Sutra. It was written by Patanjali Rishi and that is the reason it is called Patanjali Sutra. The major aspect of yoga is that it is about elevating yourself to a higher realm, a higher planet or a higher consciousness. It is something very unique because through your physical yogas you reach to a different state of mind, and it is not even explained by any other say philosophers or creators anywhere in the world. It's only in Bharat you will find this kind of theory and practical exercises. So what are they? Let's understand that what yoga actually means. As per Patanjali Sutra, yoga means to join or to combine. The sandhi of yoga is ya and ga. It means that to combine two different entities into one. Here two bodies are physical body and another one is your spiritual inner consciousness, which we are trying to combine and make it as one body. So apart from that, you will see there are 8 limbs which are explained in Yoga Sutra: Yam, Niyam, Asan, Pranayam, Pratyahar, Dharana, Dhyan and Samadhi. These 8 limbs actually describe the mental capability and the physical flexibility and how you can achieve the higher consciousness. So because this series is about children and we want to educate mothers what they can teach to their children, we are going to talk about first 2 parts, Yam and Niyam. Even in Yam and Niyam, there are main or primarily 5 Yams and Niyams which you have to follow. Now again, it is not so difficult to teach. Maybe you use a different language, a different format, because I understand nowadays parents want to see whether the modern concept which we are discussing are there in our scriptures or not. So let me put it in the other way around. Yes, we do talk about say non-violence and self-disciplinary, a daily routine, also non-possessiveness. These things are explained in scriptures as well, and they are explained in much detail than what it is being followed in our society in today's time. Though our earlier generation was very fortunate because they were almost following everything as it is from the scriptures, and that is the reason the whole lifestyle was very nature and environment friendly. It was in tune with seasons and the atmosphere of the state or the climate condition of the state, and that is the reason it was very obvious and very natural to follow those discipline. But in today's time, if you have to follow the same things, then you have to look at it in a different perspective. So for example, in Yam there are 5 things which are explained, though there are 10 things, but 5 main things are Satya. That obviously we want our kids to speak the truth, isn't it? Do you want your child to come back to you and lie about anything? No. So the importance of Satya we have to teach them. If we don't teach them the importance of Satya or the truthfulness, now they don't become confident and would not be ready to face the challenges of life. Second is Ahimsa. Ahimsa means non-violence. Of course, I don't mean that your child is getting beaten by somebody and he would not react. It's not possible. But then they should know that the first attack should not be done by them. And if you teach them, like for example, I do the same thing. I tell my son that if he is getting attacked, he should know how to protect himself. But he has to ensure that he doesn't attack anybody else. So this way, if we practice non-violence, it's again going to make them much calmer. Another thing which is very well described is Kshama, means forgiveness. I'm sure when friends fight, they obviously want to forgive each other. But when we don't tell them or don't teach them the importance of giving Kshama to others in terms of for any kind of pain or any kind of suffering, if we don't learn to forgive, after all we are going to suffer, because then we hold that in our hearts and then it troubles us in return. Daya, yes, compassion is extremely important because our generation, and especially this time and era, it's so much about grasping, grabbing and achieving, getting something by force. And somehow the competition is so tough that our generation doesn't think there is anything wrong. And that is the reason we have to learn this aspect of compassion and daya because otherwise they will not be able to give that love to others. And frankly speaking, when it comes to eating meat and all, I feel that compassion towards animal has reduced. That is the reason we are ready to eat them. So this one thing will help them to even understand the importance of vegetarianism. This is my own take on this. You may take it and implement it in the various aspects of life, whatever you see in your child. Mitahar, which means controlled diet. Somehow I feel that today's mothers, they just want to feed healthy things and keep feeding it. They don't understand how much of baby's stomach can digest. They just want to flood good things in the age of like 2, 3, 4, but somehow it is not their age to digest so many things and so many of variety of grains which we are supposed to eat only after say 10 years or 12 years. I really feel that today's mothers, somehow they feed too much and their stomach is not ready at the age of 5, 10 or 15 that they digest all kind of legumes and seeds and all of that. So please ensure that you feed them less and ensure they don't eat more than what is required. Now let me share some more examples which are part of Niyam. There are more other yum as well, but we are going to talk about which are relevant to our children who are between the age of 1 to 10 years. Santosh, which means contentment, is part of Niyam. Why you think it is important? Do you realize that our kids have got plenty of toys and plenty of activity sheets, but somehow they are not happy? They just want to keep on adding new toys and new activity sheets or new educational kits to their room. So what I feel is, if we teach them the concept of contentment, at least it will help them so that they understand that they cannot keep buying new things all the time. So other niyams are discipline or tapas, which is burning of desire, maybe in a loose language we can say. Then swadhyay, yes, we all have to study our scriptures. Another niyam which is very important is shauch, which means cleanliness. Yes, we all know that we have to ensure that our children are clean. We give them good sponge, not bath, regularly, at least 2 or 3 times a day. I know some mothers who actually bath them 2-3 times a day, which I don't recommend, because especially during winter, it's going to create problem for them. During summer, it is still okay. But the aspect of cleanliness is described so well in this Patanjali Sutra. It's part of niyam, and yes, you must follow it. So other niyams are Ishwar Pranidhan, which means surrendering to the God, Astikya, Siddhant Shravan, Hari and Mati. We will discuss these topics in our further videos when we are going to talk about every aspect in detail. Another very important aspect is Dan, donation, which I have explained in my earlier videos, that yes, you have to ensure that your kids actually go and donate to some needy people on their own, because otherwise they will never understand the importance of what they have. When they see others not have it, they will appreciate it much more. If you have any queries for any of our videos, please write to us and tell us what you think. The purpose of the video series is to practice those things which are being discussed here. Write to us and tell us when and how did you start the same practices with your child. Also tell me which country, which city you come from, and how you donate, how you teach your children about the culture, what all tools you use, which kind of books you read to them. It is going to help us to elaborate more such topics and come back to you on those topics. Thank you.